Let's be honest, money can be a deeply emotional, incredibly stressful topic. If you are working 40 to 60 hours a week, yet you still feel that awful sinking feeling in your chest right before payday, wondering where all your hard-earned money went, I need you to listen to me closely. You are not broken, but you are likely missing one critical piece of internal engineering. Before we dive into how to fix your bank account, I have to talk about a man named Brian Tracy and a book that completely shatters how we view success. The book is called No Excuses: The Power of Self-Discipline. Brian Tracy wasn't born with a silver spoon. He actually started out as a young, struggling laborer who hadn't even graduated from college. But one day he asked himself a life-changing question: why are some people more successful than others? The answer he discovered wasn't luck, genius, or wealthy parents. It was one trait: self-discipline. He used this exact realization to completely transform his life, eventually writing over 45 books, speaking to more than 5 million people, and consulting for over 1,000 companies worldwide. In his book, he treats success not as a fluffy motivational poster, but as a rigid engineering problem. Today, we are taking his life's work and turning it into a 40-minute masterclass on financial freedom. Grab a notebook and a pen. Let's get to work. To understand why we are broke as adults, Brian Tracy forces us to look backward. We have to look at our childhoods. Think back to the very first time you were given a few dollars for a birthday or an allowance. What was your immediate instinct? You probably ran straight to the corner store to buy candy or a new toy. Without realizing it, your young brain formed a massive psychological connection. You learned to associate the receipt of money with the immediate pleasure of spending it. We grow up, we get corporate jobs, but we carry this exact same childhood conditioning into our adult lives. The moment our paycheck hits our account, our brain screams at us to spend it. As Tracy explains, we buy the designer shoes or the expensive car on credit, prioritizing instant gratification over long-term security. We operate our entire lives on a credit card model: buy now and pay later with heavy stress and crippling interest. But here is the most dangerous trap of all: the illusion of the raise. Let's look at an example. Meet Sarah. Sarah makes $50,000 a year and struggles to pay her bills. She thinks, if I just got promoted to $75,000, all my money problems would vanish. Sarah gets the promotion, but within 2 months, she leases a luxury SUV, moves into a slightly nicer apartment, and starts eating at expensive restaurants. Now she makes $75,000, and she is still struggling. Why? Because of a harsh economic reality known as Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law dictates that our expenses will naturally rise to meet our new income. If you lack self-discipline, making more money simply means you will spend more money. The only cure for this disease, which Tracy calls excuse-itis, is to manually rewire your psychology. If Parkinson's Law is keeping us broke, how do we break the cycle? We have to fundamentally rewire our emotional response to money. Right now, you associate happiness with spending. To achieve financial independence, you must train your brain to associate happiness, power, and security with saving and investing your money. Tracy introduces a concept called the financial freedom account. This is a dedicated, separate bank account specifically designed for your long-term wealth, and it comes with one unbreakable golden rule: you never, ever touch it for everyday spending. It is solely meant for investing so it can generate a higher return. Imagine checking that account in 6 months. Instead of seeing a zero balance and feeling a pit of anxiety, you see a growing number. You'll start to feel a profound sense of internal power and peace of mind that a fleeting impulse purchase could never, ever give you. This shift in your mindset creates a positive energy that actually accelerates your financial growth. But how do you fund this account if you feel like you barely have enough to survive right now? This is where Tracy's genius truly shines. If you are drowning in debt, do not try to save 20% of your income on day one. You will feel restricted, you will rebel, and you will fail. Instead, Brian Tracy advocates for the 1% formula. Commit today to saving just 1% of your income and discipline yourself to live on the remaining 99%. Let's do the math. If you take home $4,000 a month, 1% is just $40. You will barely even notice it's gone. But you take that $40 and you put it straight into your financial freedom account. You always pay yourself first. Once living on 99% becomes a comfortable habit, you gently increase your savings rate to 2%, then 5%, and eventually your lifelong goal is to save 10 to 20% of everything you earn. And what happens when you finally get that raise we talked about earlier? You deploy the wedge principle. Whenever your income increases, you intentionally save a designated portion of that specific increase instead of letting your lifestyle bloat. If you get a $500 a month raise, you take $250 of it and wedge it straight into your savings. You still get to enjoy a better lifestyle, but you are rapidly building wealth in the background. Building wealth isn't just about offense, it's about defense. Tracy gives us incredibly practical hacks to protect our money from our own impulses. First, delay major purchases for 30 days. Let's say you're walking through a store and you see a massive, beautiful flat-screen TV on sale. Your inner child screams, "Buy it!" Instead, force yourself to wait 30 days. If you still truly need it a month later, you can evaluate it. But 9 times out of 10, the emotional urge will completely fade, and you will keep your money. Second, pay in cash. Get rid of the credit cards. When you tap a piece of plastic, it doesn't feel real. But when you're forced to physically count out $100 bills and hand them over to a cashier, the amount you're spending becomes highly visible and psychologically painful. This natural friction forces you to spend less. If you defend your money and consistently save it, you unlock what Albert Einstein called the most powerful force in the universe: compound interest. Saving a small, consistent amount, like $100 a month, over decades can turn into staggering wealth, but you must be disciplined. Tracy warns that 2/3 of success in investing is simply avoiding mistakes. His rule is simple: investigate before you invest. Spend as much time researching an investment as you spent working to earn the money in the first place. No get-rich-quick schemes, just steady, engineered growth. We've talked about your bank account, but what is your greatest actual financial asset? According to Tracy, it is your earning ability. Think of yourself as the president and CEO of a company called You Incorporated. If you don't continuously upgrade your skills, you will become obsolete in the marketplace. Tracy urges us to dedicate 3% of our income strictly to personal and professional development. How do you do this practically? Read in your field for 30 to 60 minutes every single day. That equates to roughly 50 books a year. You will out-educate almost everyone around you. Turn your car into a mobile university. Instead of listening to mindless radio on your commute, listen to educational audio programs. You spend hundreds of hours a year in transit. Use that time to grow. Follow the leaders. Find the people who have the financial success you want and study exactly what they did. The answers have already been found. You just need the discipline to apply them. As we close out this masterclass, I need to leave you with the hardest but most liberating truth in Brian Tracy's entire philosophy. You must accept 100% uncompromising responsibility for your financial situation. You have to stop blaming the economy, your boss, or your upbringing. According to the law of cause and effect, your current reality is simply the outcome of your past choices. That might hurt to hear, but it is also the most beautiful realization in the world. Because if your past choices created your current struggles, it means your new choices today have the absolute power to engineer your future wealth. To quote the great Jim Rohn, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Success operates on a subscription model, not a credit card. You have to pay the fee of hard work and self-discipline up front, in advance. Make the decision today. Open your financial freedom account. Start saving your 1%. Read for 30 minutes tonight. Stop making excuses and start building your empire. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive. If this video brought you value, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below telling me the very first step you are going to take today to take control of your financial life. I'll see you in the next one.